Hello, everyone. My name is Riley Hutchison. I serve as the Assistant Director of Admissions for the Jenkins MBA program. And today I am joined by Sarah Danaher. Sarah, would you like to introduce yourself really quickly?
Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah Danaher, and I am the Jenkins MBA admissions recruiter. I primarily work with our full-time and Jenkins MBA early admission 2+2 students, and it's always a pleasure to be here to talk to you about the Jenkins MBA program.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Well, today, this video is here to talk a little bit about what's inside the Jenkins MBA application. So you've learned a little bit about our program. If you found this video, it means you're interested in learning kind of how to navigate your way through that application and what you are looking at. So we hope this can help alleviate or eliminate any surprises that may pop up in the application and kind of give you a good idea of what to expect. So Sarah, let's go ahead and talk about those four main sections of the application.
Most definitely. So there are 4 sections in the Jenkins MBA application. These include your background information, test scores, essay, and letters of recommendation. And don't worry, in just a few minutes, we will be going over the exact requirements as well as any documents you will need and tips and tricks required for completing each one of these 4 sections. But before we begin, Riley, how much time should a prospective student or applicant anticipate spending on the Jenkins MBA application?
It's a great question, Sarah. Realistically, what I would say is give yourself a week. That sounds like a lot of time, but you want to give yourself time to gather the documents that you need to submit the application. You want to give yourself time to write your written pieces of the application. There are some essays that we'll talk about in a little bit. You want to have time to sleep on them, edit them, make sure that you've articulated everything that you would like to in those essays. So give yourself time. Letters of recommendation also take a little bit of time to arrive, so you want to give yourself ample time. Now, if you're going to sit down and do it in one setting, you can probably do it in a couple hours, start to finish. But give yourself a week to allow some of those things to sit, process, edit, and then give your letters of recommendation time to arrive. So, what should you consider before starting the application? Some of the things that you may have found in other videos or as you've done your research, think about your qualifications. What work experience do you have? Think about your academic background. Think about your goals for the program. Are you just starting out in your career? Are you further along? Do you really want to blend your technical experience with more leadership and management knowledge? Kind of do your research. Think through what programs may be best for you. Also, think about the time that you have, because timing really does come into play with our professional evening and online program. And then also, our full time students are in the classroom full time, not working. So, think about which program is best for you. So, once you've figured that out, you know which program you're going to apply for. Sarah, what does that first section of the application look like?
Most definitely. So, the first section of the application includes your background information. The very first part of this section includes a section asking you to implement your first, last, preferred name, as well as any middle name, prefix, or suffix you would like to include in the application. Now, for your basic contact information, this is where we will ask you to enter in your preferred mailing and permanent address, as well as your phone number and email address. After that, we'll move into the part about your North Carolina residency status. Now, the North Carolina residency status will help determine tuition and billing purposes while you are enrolled in the program. How this is conducted is by a link in this section that will take you to the Residency Determination Services website. There, you'll be asked to create a free account and answer some questions about your status. This may or may not include questions about obtaining a North Carolina's voter's card, North Carolina driver's license, have you purchased property, or have health and or car insurance in the state. Once this is done, you'll receive a 10-digit number that you'll be asked to include as part of your application. And then after that, we love to know how you heard about us and what inspired you to apply to the Jenkins MBA program. We will ask you a couple questions about your military status. Once this is complete, you will be asked to save and move on to the second section of the Jenkins MBA application, which consists of your test scores. Riley, can you tell everybody a little bit more about the different tests that are required for the Jenkins MBA application?
Absolutely. So, in terms of test scores, we're going to talk about it in two categories right now: full time MBA program and then professional evening online MBA program and 2+2. So our full-time MBA program, when you are applying, you need to consider GMAT, GRE, and then for our international applicants, TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo scores. Please note that you only need to submit a GMAT or a GRE. You do not need to submit both, and we have no preference between the two tests. And then with TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo for our international applicants, it's the same thing. You select one of the three tests. You do not need to submit all three of those. Now, for our full-time students, we do have GMAT or GRE waivers available, as well as TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo waivers. If you are interested in a waiver, please just reach out to one of us. They are available based on certain criteria, and we'll be happy to talk to you about the criteria and the waiver process. Now, for our professional evening, professional online, and our 2+2 applicants, GMAT and GRE scores are automatically waived. So you do not need to submit those in the application process. Now, if you are an international applicant, you do need TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo scores or a waiver. Once again, any questions about waivers, just let us know. Now, what scores are considered competitive for each of these exams? Now, we accept all test scores, and we review very holistically. So there's no one thing that'll automatically count an applicant in or out. However, some of the averages that we typically see for GMAT, we average a 606, and our GRE, we average a 307. Now, for TOEFL, we typically consider a 100 or better competitive for the MBA program, IELTS, a 7 or better, and Duolingo, 110 or better. Once again, any questions about test scores or competitiveness, anything you need, just let us know. Now, how do you send in your scores? When you are completing these exams, they will typically say, would you like your scores sent somewhere? Yes, you would like your scores sent to NC State. And you will be able to submit those scores via the code that NC State has. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, the code will pop up for you right now. Once you have sent in these scores, you will see that they will populate on your application. And if you have any issues submitting these scores, please do not hesitate to let us know. Now, in certain circumstances, you will get a preliminary score report. And if you want to kind of get that information to us quickly until your official scores arrive, you are welcome to send those to us. But please note that's additional information, not an official score that is coming in. Now, the next section of the application that you are looking at are essays. And as we tackle the essay portion, once again, think about what program you are applying to, because that will determine what essays you are writing. In the essay section, you will find the resume, the personal statement, supplemental prompted essay, the optional essay, as well as the graduate assistantship essay. Which essays are required for which program that you are applying to? Now, if you are applying to our full-time MBA program, you need to submit your resume, your personal statement, and your supplemental prompted essay. There are an optional GA essay and an optional additional essay as well. Now, if you're applying to our 2+2 program, you just need to submit the resume and the personal statement. If you're applying to our professional evening or our professional online program, you are just submitting the resume and the personal statement. Now, with our professional evening, professional online, and our 2+2 program, the optional supplemental prompted essay and the additional optional essay are still there. They are truly optional. You are welcome to submit them. So I typically say if you are interested in one of those essays, you like the prompt, or you think there's additional information you need to share, please complete them. It does not hurt. Now, what's included in each of these essays? The first thing is that personal statement. Think of this really as your statement of purpose, your goals, short-term, long-term, skills, competencies you hope to gain. It doesn't have to be, I want to be in this position in this many years, but think about where you would like your career to go and how the Jenkins MBA can help you achieve that. Really think about why NC State. How can we help you? What specific courses are you interested in? Kind of show us you've done your research on our program. And then the last thing is any awards or community service. Include that in your personal statement. Now, with that supplemental prompted essay, there are several different prompts. Pick the one you like the best. You do not have to write to all of them. We're really looking at creativity, strategic thinking. This is your opportunity to show some personality and help us get to know you a little bit better in that supplemental prompted essay. Now, the optional essay, Think of this kind of as the catch-all. This is your opportunity to explain a low undergraduate GPA, a large gap in work experience, any additional information you would like to share with us. If you don't feel that your information fits in another part of the application, submit it here. This is the best place to provide us any additional information that you have. Now, the last piece is the graduate assistantship essay. If you are applying to our full-time MBA program and are interested in being considered for a graduate assistantship, you will need to submit this essay. This is your opportunity to tell us why you feel you would make an excellent GA for the Jenkins MBA program, and give us examples of your previous work experience to back this statement up. If you have questions about any of these essays, what to include, you can always reach out to us, and we're happy to provide any clarifying responses to any questions you may have. Now, Sarah, what is that fourth section?
All right, so the fourth and final section of the Jenkins MBA application includes our letters of recommendation. The Jenkins MBA program only requires 2 official professional letters of recommendation. Feel free to include a third if you like, but the program only requires 2. Now you might ask, who should write these letters of recommendation? We're looking for current or former supervisors, or if you're applying to our full-time program, perhaps a former internship supervisor or manager, as well as an academic professor or an academic advisor. We love to see all of those. The only letters of recommendation we do not wish for you to include direct family members or friends. Now, how does it work? It's quite simple. All you need to do is enter in your letters of recommendation writer's name, email address, and title. Once you save and move on to the verification section of the application, your letters of recommendation writers are automatically sent our form as well as upload instructions. Therefore, you don't need to worry about anything else. If you're worried or concerned that a letter of recommendation writer may or may not upload their letter in time, feel free to sign back into the application at any point where there'll be an option for you to send a reminder. This is a quick, professional, and friendly way to let them know, hi, thank you so much for writing this letter. I just wanted to remind you the deadline will be coming up on X date. Now, we get a lot of questions about applicants who already have letters of recommendation in their possession. Will this count? We ask that applicants do upload these into their application. However, unfortunately, they will not count as official professional letters of recommendation. So please be sure to write in your official letters of recommendation writers' names, email addresses, and titles in the designated section. Now, once we have completed the letters of recommendation section and we are moving on, you will come to a verification section. It will ask you to check the box there, as well as certify that all the information you have provided and the documents that you have uploaded are true, yours, and accurate to the best of your knowledge. Now, the final step of the Jenkins MBA application includes submitting your application payment. Now, the Jenkins MBA application does contain a small application fee. This fee is $75 for US citizens and permanent residents, or $85 for international applicants. Now, sometimes the Jenkins MBA during the admission cycle will offer application fee waivers, such as our One Day to MBA or our Women's Innovation Conference. So be sure to ask an admissions representative for more information regarding those application fee waivers. We'd be more than happy to tell you all about it. Now, please note when submitting your application, as well as your application fee, that it can only be accepted through a debit or credit card. Now, lastly, what happens if an applicant needs help when filling out the Jenkins MBA application? We highly recommend that you contact us in one of 3 ways so that we can help guide you through the process. This can be through email or setting up a personal phone consultation. Don't worry, we'll be sure to include our personal email addresses as well as our phone consultation links in the description box below for your convenience. Lastly, we also recommend attending one of our very fun events, where you'll be able to speak with admissions representatives such as Riley and myself, or a current student, and learn the best tips and tricks for making your application the most competitive. Now, any closing remarks, Riley?
Absolutely. Whether you're attending a face-to-face event with us or if you are attending one of our virtual events, it is a fantastic opportunity to ask your questions and get live feedback and live answers to any questions that you have. Now, we hope that this video has been very helpful as you are navigating through the application process. If any questions arise, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. If you hang on just 1 second, there will be contact information for all Jenkins MBA team members, and they will be listed next to the appropriate program that they work for, so you know the best person to contact. But thank you for watching, and we hope to be reading your application very soon.